Founded in Vancouver, 2002, our United Global Chinese Women's Associations IC Canada is a registered nonprofit and non-political organization in Canada. Our mission is to build a platform for women to integrate into society, to live, to learn, and to work successfully and encourage civil responsibility to benefit the local community and the nation. It has been 17 years since we launched the Outstanding Women and Mothers Award program. Since then, hundreds of female leaders have been honored for their significant contributions to our community. Female leaders from different fields and industries across Canada. The awards include Exceptional Mothers Award, Vancouver's Outstanding Women's Award, BC's Outstanding Women's Award, Canada's Outstanding Women's Award, and the Community Special Contribution Award. Due to the global pandemic and the spread of COVID-19, many people have devoted their time and efforts in supporting the community. Therefore, we added a COVID-19 Outstanding Team and COVID-19 Outstanding Individual Award. This program encourages more and more women to become role models in different fields through their outstanding leadership, sustained dedication, and inspiring achievements. As the 9th Board of Directors of UGCWAC, we will always work hard to contribute to our society and community by empowering more and more women and mothers with children to achieve their goals at work, to live a meaningful life, and we will also promote and exchange cooperation with women's associations in Canada, China, and the US. Today, we're very honored to have invited an award candidate with us. Let's hear their story. Hello and welcome to TVCN. And next up, we have Florence. Hello, Florence. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm fine. Thank you for having me today.
It is our pleasure to have you today. Please tell us your occupation and who you are.
I'm Florence Gordon. I am a television associate producer of 2 television shows here in Vancouver, one of which we travel all over the world with and has been on television for 17 years. The second one is filming a lot of events that are going on in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, with COVID-19, we've had to make a lot of adjustments as well. And we are interested in covering companies that are trying to reinvent themselves, stay alive, keep their employees employed. Also young entrepreneurs that are making major contributions to our communities, introducing them and keeping them busy as well. And on top of all of that, I do have a consulting company where I am mentoring and working with 5 young Chinese businessmen who are learning and developing their own businesses. And I also produce and write for corporate videos and several projects that are going on right at the moment.
Well, that's definitely a lot of work that you're involved with, Florence.
Thank you. It is.
Wow, that's a lot of work that you're involved with, Florence, and sounds very interesting. Regarding our Special Contribution Award today, I would like to know, do you have a candidate speech for us?
I have made some notes about my journey through life, if you'd like me to.
Love to.
Okay, all right. I am a very busy person. At my stage of my life, I'm very happy and I'm very, very busy. Trying to help others is my time to give back to the community. But my journey started many years ago, influenced by the fact that my mother died when I was 14, and it made me really realize the importance of family life. But then I was blessed to meet a wonderful guy, and we got married, and we had children, and a son and a daughter, and we supported each other through our careers, but we also supported each other raising our children. I started my career in finance at the bottom and worked my way up over the years to become Vice President of Finance. And then the company was sold, and it was time for me to move on. So I wanted to learn more, and at that time I was selected to serve for a year on a Royal Commission for the federal government, which involved 35 law firms. So it was quite a learning curve for me, again, something totally different than what I was used to. After that finished, I had a friend, a business colleague that was very ill, and she owned her own company in the human resources business, and asked me if I would come and help her take over her business, restructure it, and knowing that she was not ever going to return because she was too ill to do so, we were able to turn the company around and build it up to the point that she was able to sell a profitable business. And instead of just letting it all shut down and lose everything, she was able to secure her finances, which was great. After that happened, I was hired by a company just outside of Toronto that oversaw 7 companies, and I was hired to take on as their administrator and head of human resources. Then my husband got transferred to Vancouver, and I had to start all over again, more or less. And we moved out here, and I ended up being hired on as a head of HR and administration for an international company, and I oversaw those 2 departments for Canada, USA, and South America. After about 5 years, they moved their head office back to Toronto. So again, I never seemed to have to go looking for a job. A door of opportunity opened up every time. And so the Richmond Chamber of Commerce was looking for someone to take over their association, and I was hired on a contract to build up their restructuring their company and treat it as a business, but also to raise the profile. It took about a year to put all of those things in place, but 3 things happened under that contract. One, we were successful in turning the financial side of things around. We raised the profile, which was great. But then I was given the opportunity to create a 911 awards for the RCMP, firefighters, paramedics, and Coast Guard. No community in Canada to this day, to my knowledge, has ever attempted to do an awards night for all of these divisions. So we were really pleased to be able to do something like that for them. At the same time, I had a wonderful Chinese gentleman come into my office at the Chamber. He needed my help to build a foundation for the Asia Pacific CEO Business Association. And I put together all the policies and procedures. We got the structure underway and got the board hired. And he was so grateful that he took me by the hand, introduced me to the Chinese culture, the Chinese community, both in Richmond and also in Chinatown. With that, I went on several business trips to China. My eyes were wide open. This was a whole new experience, A, learning the culture, and B, traveling to a country that I'd never been to before. Because of all of this, I really enjoy being a self-appointed ambassador for the Chinese community. A couple of things that I have been involved in the last couple of years that I'm really quite proud of is in the last municipal election, we had 64 candidates running for the election. I attended one of the all candidates nights, and there was no way that each individual were given an opportunity to express why they wanted to run for council. So as an advisor of the Richmond Sentinel newspaper, I went back to the owner and I said, I think we can do something better than that. Give me the budget to live stream and interview every one of those candidates, and we can do it in one day. And the crew, my client said, that's impossible. I said, watch me, we're going to do this. And we did. 58 accepted to be interviewed. We went to City Hall and we interviewed them all in one day. The gentleman that I hired as the host thought I was crazy, but he was pretty dry in the mouth by the time he got finished, but we got through all of them. And the most important thing was every one of these individuals that wanted to be interviewed were interviewed, got to say their piece, and they were given the link as well to put on their own websites, which helped them promote themselves. One of the other things, too, that we did just about a month ago, I was asked if I would host, and I'm not used to being in front of the camera, but I was asked if I would host an interview with a doctor of endocrinology. Beijing's medical industry wanted to converse with our doctors here in Vancouver on that subject. And so we put it together, live streamed it through to Beijing. Great success. I learned a lot about this particular topic, which I knew nothing about before. So I was really proud to be part of something like that. But I share these stories because I have a desire to learn, and I want to encourage your women members out there that it's okay. They can be a mom, they can be a wife, and they can also have a career.
I agree.
I did it.
You did it.
And my husband and I had a great partnership. He traveled a lot, so a lot fell on my shoulders. But you know what? Because I did lose my mom so young, family was critical to me. I never took my kids and dropped them off at any of their sporting events or the projects they were involved in. I was always there to cheer them on and loved it. Also supportive of all the kids in the neighborhood as well. Our house was always open to the doors of other kids, but most importantly, I am a true campaigner of women being able to do it all. I do hear often today where young people are saying, I can't do it. I can't have a career. I can't raise my kids. I got to be a wife. It's just too much. It isn't. If you could dig deep, it's worth it, because if you give 100%, you'll get 100% back in your life. So
wow,
that's critical.
That's a long and very inspiring life story, Florence. I am very inspired.
Well,
Indeed.
not only that, one key important thing that I have to share with you, and that is, look, it's fine to have all these three things, but you also have to learn to give back to your community.
For sure.
Because of my kids, I was involved in a lot of board of directors with different sports that they were involved in. And I also volunteered to help with the Hospital Foundation. I sat on the board of directors for the Board of Trade. Here in Richmond, too, I served on the Economic Advisory Board. My children were at that point older. They were in university. But at the end of the day, you would be amazed at what you get back if you give into your community, too. And I think it's critical, particularly with the Asian community. I really would like to see them get more involved so that they can connect with the Western culture more, learn from. I'm happy to share what I did. That's why I'm here today. I'm not here because of awards. I'm here to hope that I can inspire other women, because I truly believe you can do it.
You know, that really just leads us to our next question that we were going to discuss. Is what is your contribution to the community? But, you know, since you have already elaborated a lot, I guess we could brief it down to perhaps the past year, especially during this time in COVID.
Especially with COVID. Well, as I said earlier, I am really preoccupied right now. My clients, I still go in to see this one particular client. He's adamant about being very careful in protecting his employees. He's taken every precaution he can. But also with our one television show, as I explained, we used to film a lot of galas and charities and fundraisers. We can't do that anymore. So what we're trying to do is narrow it down. One of the universities called us and said, we have entrepreneurs that are graduating. Can you help us? We're happy to do that, because with Zooming today, and we have a studio that we work out of, with Zooming today, you can reach out to almost anybody, anywhere. It's wonderful with the, you can see here with the technology they have. It doesn't take a lot, cost-wise, and it's possible to do it. With COVID-19, it has been a bit of a stretch. We have not been able to get funding from the government so far, but you know, we're working on it. Sponsorship has really been tough because a lot of companies are pulling back. And so we keep plugging ahead. We keep thinking we're going to dig ourselves out of this. We're going to, because at the end of the day, the end story is critical. It's very important that these people be given an opportunity. If they survive, their employees have jobs. And so therefore, we've done our job.
Exactly. And in regards to what you said earlier about that, you're here to inspire and everyone needs to be given an opportunity. So with this in mind, I want to know how you view female leadership and your true, I guess, definition of empowerment and what it takes to be an outstanding woman.
That's a really good question. Because I've been through so much, and I'm at a stage where most of my friends are retiring, and I'm not. I keep going forward because I enjoy it. I would prefer, and maybe I'm different from everybody else, I have been very fortunate to work with some great men and women. I would prefer that women can get ahead because they're the best choice for the job. They have the best qualifications. They interview the best. They got there because they deserve to be there. I hate to see, like sometimes you will see jobs advertising. If you're a woman, you get preferential treatment. That's not fair. I have a son and I have a daughter. Both have worked very hard in their lives to get ahead and follow their dreams and follow their passion. I would hate for either one of them to be turned down simply because they were the wrong sex,
gender,
the wrong
sure.
gender. And that's my philosophy. I want to be there because I deserve to be there. I want to challenge myself against the very best. I want other women to feel the same way, not be handed it to you, but you've earned it.
Well, very well said.
I hope I may not be well received with that answer, but that's my philosophy.
For sure. Thank you for that. And with this, I would like to know if you win the award, will you continue to participate and be involved with the charity activities of the Canadian Chinese Women's Association?
To be honest with you, Jennifer, I'm really not here because of the award.
Yes.
I mean, that would be a privilege and an honor to be recognized for that. I will never turn anybody down that wants their help, my help. If it means going and speaking to the younger generation or a female audience, I'm happy to share my journey and what I've learned over all these years. I mean, today it's just a quick, how do you put your, like I said to my son, we were talking and we do some business together. I said, how do you put your life in a 5-minute chat?
For sure.
And he said, well, you talk about what you're doing today. Look at where you are today. You've had more fun and accomplished more in the last decade than maybe in your younger years, which he was right. He was absolutely right. I would, as I said, I would be happy to share my journey. I would be happy to give advice because I'm doing that every day now. And it's fun. It's really fun when someone comes and says to you, can you read this for me and make sure that my English is proper, I've taken the right approach. And I can remember this one young guy, English was a second language for him. And he started coming to me and getting me to proofread all of his work for his boss. And within a year, I said to him, you're ruining my fun now. I said, you've gotten so good with your English. I don't have to check anything anymore. That's how well he improved.
Wow.
And it wasn't a challenge on my part. It was just explaining to him the different things that he can improve upon. So
wonderful. Well, this is definitely, I've learned a lot from, your life story, and
well, thank you.
Will take home with me. Thank you so much for your time today, Florence.
No, Jennifer, it was my pleasure again, and thank you for having me.